Hello and happy Tuesday, everyone. Today we're going to do obsidian, but not for the sake of a tree type. Well, yes, for the sake of a tree type. We're doing obsidian because we're going to do a portal, and we're going to do a portal because we're going to do warp nylium and crimson nylium. But making a portal takes a little bit of time and a lot of effort, especially in the early stages, because what I'm actually trying to accomplish is to make a proper portal. And I'd rather do it with renewable lava, because setting up a lava generator is just a smart decision. Oh yeah, no, that was great. That was really smart. I'm really glad I did that. Okay, there we go. That feels pretty nice. Okay, so then we've got this, and this, and that's going to form that, and I think we have enough for another cauldron now, so we're starting to get to the point where it becomes like a runaway reaction. Yeah, we've definitely got enough for 2 cauldrons already. Maybe 3? Let's see. No, that's literally enough for 1 less. We need exactly 1 more iron, but we can place these, because that's producing, this isn't producing yet. So that's gonna need to be this. Oh, no. Oh. Sure. Let's go with that. Definitely got enough iron now. There we go. 1 more. I might as well just build this out like as much as I want, because I do want like a proper lava generation room. You know, I don't want any messing around. I don't want any subpar workmanship. I want to be able to pump lava out of here like no person's individual business. No individual, capitalistic enterprise. Will be sufficient to match the degree of lava generation that will be achieved in this locality, in this whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, whatever you could call it. Jeremy, you could call it Steve, you could call it, lenticular as long as it's lenticular. It could go by many names, is my point. Okay, I think we've got, this'll happen. It's gonna happen. I think I want, well, I definitely should have saved some iron for like another pickaxe, but I'm gonna go with my old tried and true method of just making as many pickaxes as I could possibly ever want in the world, and sticking with that. There's definitely spruce, there's definitely dripstone, there's definitely wheat. I'm going to use that to eat. There's definitely watermelon, there's definitely pink petals. Pink petals can like hang out there, the seeds can hang out. We've got this 1 iron, we'll keep it as an insurance policy. It's a useful material, it's got its abundance. We can keep the bone, because that's helpful. We'll keep all the pickaxes to the same area. This hoe is not going to be helpful anywhere else, so we can put this there, and this can go, sure, there, that's fine. We've got food, we've got a carrot. 1 individual carrot should be enough, to satisfy all carrot needs for the rest of time. And we've got rocks, we've got buckets, we've got an axe. I think we've got what we need. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more cauldron action going on. a little bit more cauldron action, a little bit more bucket action, you know, a little bit of all of the above, a little bit of it like this and that. I'm gonna have to put like some more aesthetically pleasing lighting up around in this area, but that's gonna have to come later. I'm sort of debating, but I'm thinking like lots of soul lanterns. Like I want to go absolutely crazy with soul lanterns, absolutely neuron divergent, absolutely proton, you know, convergil, proton collectivizing with it. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be so pretty. But it's also gonna be like time. You know, I think that's the critical thing. Is this is gonna be a labor of love over a long time. Much like Blue World, which already exists and which you can download for free on my Patreon. I recently uploaded a new copy of Blue World. This isn't the Jonathan Bird special. This is a different Blue World. This is my Minecraft World Blue World. I have all of the game files, so you just need to move it into a folder in your Minecraft Worlds folder, and give it any name you like, and then throw all those files in there, and you should be able to jump in and just play it as is. There's lots to explore, but I think the best approach is just to explore it for yourself, in order to find out, you know, what the deal is. Yeah, and to be able to enjoy the experience, because Minecraft feels felt very lonely before villages became a thing, and before like a lot of the updates have kind of pushed more monuments and pre-generated structures, but there is a loneliness to that as well, in that, like, you know, there's the logic of like how it's designed to look. So there is some logic to the way that those structures are built, but it's all like pre-existing. It's very dumb logic, if that makes sense. So having a world that has like a little bit human touch already existing, I think is an interesting experience, but it's one that I can't personally create for myself. I can only grant it. Much to think about in that sense. I think there are many things that, you know, we can give others, but we can't give ourselves. And I do think part of that is, like, there is a love aspect to that, a social aspect to that, you know. I do think that the idea that we need each other isn't harmful. I think it's true. And there's definitely been a war on that idea from the psychiatric community. Therapists, specific therapists, you know. It's very easy to tell a client, hey, you know, you don't need to have this relationship, which is true. No individual relationship is necessary to your life, you know. The most healthy, expansive, you know, healed individual, whatever the hell that means, wouldn't necessarily need any individual relationship in their life. But you have to realize, you know, there are people who have difficulties relating to others. And when those people are constantly isolated from numerous social situations, and it's always this individual time, this individual case, you know, she looked at me funny, you know, she stole my Power Rangers figurine, you know, she bit my arm to the bone. People have all these petty grievances, you know, that get in the way of community, forming community. And then we wonder, you know, why did she bite all the way through this random person's arm, you know, later on? You know? Why did she devour someone's heart from the inside? You know? later on down the road, you know? It's like the signs were there, and the question is it like, it's a chicken and egg problem, right? Do incredibly evil, lonely people just slowly get ostracized and belittled and humiliated and kicked out of situations until they become more evil and eventually fully turn to the dark side? Or is it that everybody on Earth magically knows evil people right away, and so they're completely justified in everything that they did up to the point where they alienated somebody, to the point where inflicting violence was the only way to connect? You know? Other people have had this experience. Think about this. Have had, situations of biting, people, specific people, who aren't me, have bit people very, very hard over just this question. Philosophers have been biting each other over this question for probably since Tuesday, because it's Tuesday, but for at least a week, okay, philosophers have been biting each other about this. And I just think that's important. Philosophers should be biting each other. How else will we spread, the philosopher's plague as effectively as possible? Just saying, it's not going to spread itself. So, that's my 2 cents, my one take, my one unit of knowledge, my one quantus of informationen, my one, kriebel in this Bibel, my one Australopithecus into this Magnificus, my one electronegative repulsor in line with the Lorentz field. We're already at 1 hour and 36 minutes. For the life of me, I can't. So, I guess I'm just gonna have to embrace it. Or split it into 2 episodes and pretend it was all recorded at the same time. Hello and happy Tuesday, everyone. Today we're going to do Obsidian, but not for the sake of a tree type. Well, yes, for the sake of a tree type. We're doing Obsidian because we're going to do a portal, and we're going to do a portal because we want to do Warp Nylium and Crimson Nylium. But making a portal takes a little bit of time and a lot of effort, especially in the early stages, because what I'm actually trying to accomplish is to make a proper portal. And I'd rather do it with renewable lava, because setting up a lava generator is just a smart decision. Oh yeah, no, that was great. That was really smart. I'm really glad I did that. Okay. You know what? Alright. You're very, very annoying. You're extremely annoying. Do you know how annoying you are? Can you leave me alone for 4 seconds? Alright, so the procedure is grab the first tool that grows in your inventory and just start thwacking, I suppose. Does seem to be the only way to approach this. Alright. Oh! Alright. Where's my bow? Is somewhere here. So there's a couple things. One is, I know I have a shovel in this area, generally, somewhere. It's definitely somewhere. I know I had a bow in this area, generally, somewhere. It's definitely somewhere, you know, as opposed to nowhere, as opposed to non-existent, as opposed to not present, you know. I can make more torches. I can definitely use this bow. I have 5 arrows, so that's good. I'd like to keep some of my arrows there, so I have like a counter, so I can tally up how many arrows I have. I have my bucket. I have this cherry blossom. You know what I think? I think that the reason that I'm not getting a cherry growing on top of this tower is probably somehow related to the fact that I actually haven't put a cherry blossom up there. I think those two things might not just be related. You know, they might be, well, you know, big related. There's a word for it. You know, there's a word for it. Okay, let's try this. Yeah? No? Huh. You're just stubborn. You're just a stubborn little one. Alright, well, let's at least get the use out of this bone meal. There's literally nothing in the way. You are at the top of the world. What is going on? You know? Why not just grow? Why not just grow? You've got it. Much to think about. Not for me, though. Yeah. No, that's what my therapist told me. Self-reflection is bad, and never to do it. And that's why I pay them $1 billion. Every time, you know, I go therapy, $1 billion. Because my therapist tells me what I want to hear. And that makes me feel good. Isn't that what therapy is all about? At the end of the day. Well, not what it is about, but what it should be about. Uncritical validation for whatever the heck or hell, you know, you like or care about or want to be true. You know, that's what therapy is ideally for. I'm not saying that every therapist correctly practices, you know, this exactly, but, you know, they have that they can. And should. Or face, you know, my wrath, to be quite honest. My normal wrath. My normal, very reasonable, very justified wrath. That might involve a little bit of fighting. And, you know, if people don't like being bitten by me, well, then they should not be in biting range. You know, Karl Marx, famously, should have bitten more people. The world would be a better place if Karl Marx had just started biting people. You know? This is, people disagree, but this is a verifiable fact. History has been defined by the crippling lack of Karl Marx biting, you know, many people. He didn't even bite that many people. And I think, like, honestly, communism would do a lot better. You know, I'm just saying. Communism, it would be doing so much better if Karl Marx biting. He's just there biting all the time, every day in the town square, just biting people. You know? It's important. It's very important. It's critical. It's vital. It's absolutely necessary. You know? You know, it's good. It's purposeful. You know, it's poison spider oriented. It's poison spider oriented behavior.
did not bite enough people. It just, in total. And I mean, infinite lifetimes. You know, you only have to bite one person per lifetime. You know, infinite people bitten. Yeah, but do they do it? Do they follow through, you know, on their moral hazard, their moral obligation? Maybe. I hope. I just hope. I hope. You know, like, which one's the Dalai Lama? The one who isn't biting people? No. No. Whoever is, like, in charge of, like, figuring out who the next one is. If they don't include biting as a criteria, well, let's just say.
Please tell me that was just because I fell. Oh, alright. I will say, with regard to the internet censorship issue, people in general, regardless of their age, benefit from information, benefit from having access to information. People with the language to describe their abuse have the ability to describe their abuse. That allows them to recognize it. Darn it. I got all political. It allows them to recognize it, and allows them to name it, and it allows them to seek out support. IDing you, or using facial recognition technology on you, which will inevitably be co-opted by law enforcement to develop databases of what political content, what political leaning, what preferences, what activities you enjoy. You know, Big Brother 1984, it's not a joke, okay? I literally do mean it is beneficial to a fascist government to know as much as possible about you, and the further that we go down this rabbit hole of allowing our governments to force this on us without our consent, without our votes, without our request. And to the people who have requested this, you're just wrong about what's safe for children and safe for people. Because access to information is better than ignorance. Knowledge is better than ignorance. People who can name their abuse, people who can name the harm done to them, can seek out support. Those that want complete control over their children on every level are more likely, statistically speaking, to be their abuser than they are to protect them. And that one, I'll give some links in the description for, because that is important information. Look at this. This is a cathedral. I don't know what to do with it, but definitely something. We have got a lot of iron now, so it might be time to kind of work the old way back up. We might find more iron on the way. did realize I had missed some that was very close to my little bridge there, but I think I've definitely got a leg up on the pile, so to speak, a pile up on the pile, a pile of legs, you know, for biting, you know, a pile of biteable bitables, you know. Oh yeah, here, this is what I wanted. Was it this? Oh, ball of chains. Hello. Oh, a stray. You know, when it's a cat, it's okay. Please tell me you died. Thank you. I am so not okay right now. You know? It's not even, this isn't even a bit. I'm actually not doing so well right now. You know? I mean, since I was about 13, 14, you know, the internet was like, it was the place I learned who I was, you know, in a lot of ways. It was a place where I could reach out and not be stuck to my tiny abusive community of 300 people. Yeah. And it was like, it was the only option. So, to think, like, what people are going through now, being in these, like, isolated communities, and having to face, like, all of the repression and social ostracization and just emptiness. Just empty-hearted, empty-headed, ignorant behavior that one finds in rural communities. There are good rural communities. It's definitely possible. There are rural communities that are safe and are good and are kind, but you know, ignorance benefits no one. Isolation benefits no one. And who decides what's moral? Who decides what's too far? Who decides what's okay? Today, it's, you know, octopus-related content. But tomorrow, it's just, are there gay people that exist? Oh no! You know? And then, Latvians, that's the ladder of oppression. It goes gay people, then they come for the Latvians. So if you're Latvian and you're watching this, you're next. Speak up now, or forever hold your peace. And I'm barely joking. I feel like there is, I mean, especially in America, like the xenophobia is at a pitch where, like, I feel like going after Latvians is, like, not that far off. It reminds me of an old poster from, I think it was like East Germany in the 80s. But the poster goes something like, Uzbeks, don't give them money or matches. That was for people from Uzbekistan. Right? I mean, it's not that, it's not about, like, the particular context for discrimination. It's just letting people's inherent qualities become a basis for attacking or discriminating against them eventually ripples out to everybody. Oh, but the left started it with the pronouns. Get bitten right through, you know? Something. Alright. Now, there was a little bit more iron, so let's go get it. There's a A little bit more iron up. Where was it? Here? We've almost got... Oh, this is nice. We've actually got a lot of iron in here. But let's just get this going a little faster. So we're in about the right height to get, like, proper veins of iron. I stopped trying to get anybody to use the right pronouns a long time ago, because I realized that most people are immune to the information in the first place. Those who aren't immune to the information will take it as a personal attack, and those who are not immune to the information and don't take it as a personal attack are much more likely to still get it wrong, and if reminded, told, to freak out and then take it as an attack. The only people who actually follow through, well, only the people who actually follow through are the ones who I even want to know. I think sister is a pretty obviously gendered word. I don't think it's complicated to guess, but I won't say, because I don't believe that society at large is capable of holding that information with anything other than pointless, bitter malice. And if you disagree, you're wrong. And that's about the size of it. But you gotta be who you are. There's no one else to be. And, well, you don't have a choice. So, that's my inspiring little soundbite for today. Oh! Stone stairs exist? Since when? I don't know how long of... What? I don't remember those being in the game. See, this is like seeing Herobrine. For me, anyway. It feels like I don't know, it feels like seeing Herobrine. That's all. This is what I said. You know? We'll stick with that. Okay. Is it Herobrine? Horrier? There's lots of ways to say it. Pronouns. Oh no, I might have to learn how to use the language I speak, because I respect the human beings around me and don't want to make them uncomfortable for no reason. Dear God, they're trying to cancel me. I better start a genocide about it. Oh, I'm on the right side of history for sure. Otherwise, they would have just done it to me. The, like, 4 people I'm talking about. Give me a break. We should replace Trump with a decorative sculpture made from hot dog meat. I think it would do a better job of running the country. Which country? Well, to mention any country would be political. So, Canada. Yeah? Yeah. Latvia. Bosnia, Herzegovina. I don't, I need to look up how to say it so I can communicate respectfully, because I don't make fun of people for their language. Unless they're Italian. But that's like, I feel like it's okay. Why? Maybe because I'm not literally a good person. I'm like figuratively reasonable, figuratively amenable, figuratively capable of, abstract thought, concern for my fellow human being, things like that, words like that, concepts even, ideas, qualia, literal quails, the bird. I'm very glad we had enough iron for this many cauldrons, because, I do not want to do this twice. So having this at, near the center of my portal network is going to be real nice. I'm just a little surprised that we haven't gotten any lava yet. I want more buckets, for sure. I definitely want more dirt. I always want more dirt. Dirt is good. Dirt is important. Dirt is vital to the functioning of a healthy society. Dirt is a source of truth. Dirt is made to be, just shoveled into your mouth like chocolate cake. Dirt is good for you. Just eat dirt. Just eat enough dirt. How much is enough? I'll tell you when. I'll tell you when to stop eating dirt. But until then, continue eating dirt. It's just common sense, Common sense. That's what's missing. That's what's missing from the discourse these days. That's what's missing from these dialogues. Just basic common sense. So those are the key takeaways. That's my political campaign. It's, dirt, poison spiders, pronouns. I do like being able to refer to proper nouns without literally restating the proper noun every single time I mention it. It's a useful linguistic function. I think pronouns are good. It is a good pronoun. And so are you, viewer. A good pronoun, I mean. Oh, hey! Leaving that. Literally leaving that there. I am mystified. Why is this not filling up? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, no, okay. That's just... Sometimes it takes that long. Alright. We want this, we want that, we want this, we want this, and then we want this. But I think we really want to do it like this. And then... But if we fill that in, then we have to do that. But we could do that. And then I think that would do that. I don't think that flowing lava causes lava generation, but that only means that we still only have 2 dead cells in this line. And then we can do this line, And then it's a nice thing of just like you set it and forget it. You can come back when you need to. I actually kind of want this iron. It's good to have. I can make tools, I can make weapons, you know. I can make siege engines, I could make an anvil, I could make a golem. Something, my precious. Many possibilities. And there we go, a little stroke of luck, you know? It's almost like good things can happen to morally questionable people. And me. Right. Okay. That seems fine. That seems fine. We can definitely take this stack and split it. So that'll give us like 22 iron, something like that. Definitely mystified that this is still not filling up as fast as I thought it would. But we now have at least 4 that have the potential to fill up, so I think I'm going to just leave it at that for now. We're going to need... Oh, I forgot to put a bed in here. Oh, I like the fishnets. There we go. Did we drop the fishnets? No. There's no way that that would frustrate me or vex me in any way, because I'm normal and reasonable. Didn't I leave the wool in a chest in this room? I'm sure I did. In fact, I'm certain I did, because I can literally see it. So let's use the wood type we actually have enough of, and go ahead and do that, because like, why not? I might as well have a bed that like I can actually sleep in. I've already got an alcove for it. I do think that that was where I meant to put it originally. Okay, so that still hasn't happened. And is that? Oh, finally! Alright, okay, that's actually good. So, you know, no shade to the world generation and RNG or... Yeah, RNG. I think that is the right word. I mean, I really was hoping to have the next layer of this. But if all I've got is buckets, like if I've literally just got buckets to work with, then I might as well. I might as well work my way up. make this portal as high up as I can get it. Ideally, I want it to be visible from away, like I want it to be possible to see it from outside of the mountain. So that's kind of what I'm building towards. You'll see why I put that torch there. I mean, I feel like most savvy players already know what's up, but you know, not everybody's hype with the stuffs. Not everybody's like down with the zazz, you know? Not everybody's like, well, not everybody has embraced the news about the creepling. Or the deebling for that matter, you know? Don't even get me started about the deebling. You won't like how I get when you get me started on the deebling. I think I'm gonna actually literally do it here, and then I think this was the heart of this tree, so I'm gonna build out a little platform so I know that there's as little as possible to interfere with the generation of a new tree. Yeah. But we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. This one, I'm going to put here. I kind of want to put more dirt and another tree, maybe like a little off to the side. Or I could even bring this higher up than this and just circumnavigate the problem by making a tree up at this level, and then removing all of the material that supports that construction. Let's do it like that, and then this. And then it's just a matter of clambering my way back down that tower. I would have liked to bring vines. And I think I do have vines. I could go ahead and throw some vines up the top. I mean, if the lava is taking this long to fill up those cauldrons, it might as well. No! Ah. I came so close too. Alright. I almost gave myself like enough of a leg up by avoiding that, but say that twas not to be. It's possible that I have some vines somewhere in the lead up to all this, but not here, not with me. So I'm gonna just collect my stuff, and then I do enjoy making these videos for y'all. Keeps me going, keeps me happy, keeps me smiling, keeps me motivated. Yeah. And can't be everything, obviously, but what it is good. There's my 5 buckets. That's good. I have my buckets, I have my iron, I have those stairs, I have this fishing rod, I have my bow. I don't know if I had arrows left at the end of all that, but that's okay. So there's this. That is something I was looking for. I do want the stone sword. I do want the bow. I do want the bow to be there. I want the bow to be here. I want this to be here. I want that to be there. I want this to be there. And this, and this, and that. Okay, so now, see how easy that is? Oh, maybe I will go and get those vines. No, resist. really need is I need a pool of water in the bottom here. Okay. None of that is a really elegant build. But did I promise elegance? I don't remember. I might have. Oh my goodness. I might have. I'm Symbiosis Sister and I promise elegance. Oh look, there's one row done. We'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. Okay? Don't freak out. Don't go insane. Don't go in the comments and threaten to, like, you know, do unspeakable violence to all of my family members and friends. Don't, like, start a blood-worshipping cult of, like, poison spider related, you know, activities that are meant to ultimately overthrow the global hegemony of the hot dog sculpture that's now in control of Greater Latvanada. Maybe do the thing about the poison spider cult, but, like, reach out to me, you know, because I'll be the one to run it, obviously. If it's done with pure intentions, I'll be the one, you know, in charge, you know, with dictatorial authority over all aspects of the cult, because that's just obviously right and true and sane, and, well, frankly, there's no other correct choice. Yeah, things like that, words, you know, sentiments, statements, various, you know, variousness. I really thought I had more gravel than that. Oh, I left a whole stack of gravel. Okay, well, you know what? I know now what I'm trying to accomplish. And there's no room for other things, you know, distractions that might impede my growth on my toe, you know, the growth, the mysterious growth that's been forming for quite some time now. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. I have a Patreon if you want to throw me a couple dollars to help me keep making these videos and keep spreading the good word about poison spiders and not falling off of this giant precipitous cliff thing that I am on now. This precipice of, I guess you don't really call it a cliff, you call it a pinnacle. I'm rambling extensively. The state of the world is, don't think about it. It'll be fine. Maybe. It probably won't be, but, you know, Earth has been through how many mass extinction events? You know, Mars has only been through, well, if there was life on it, at one point, it did have fresh water, and now it doesn't have fresh water anymore. So it only made it through one extinction event. So that doesn't mean that, that Earth, any extinction event that's happened could have been the last one. There's no guarantees in life. Except, thank you to my long-term supporter on Patreon, Sasha. Go read my manga, symbiosister.com. It's linked in the description. Check out my Patreon. Form a parasocial relationship with me. And remember, no matter who you are, no matter what you're going through, no matter what your situation in life, no matter the challenges you're faced with, no matter the fascist bullshit that you have to deal with, no matter the climatic reality of nearly vertical temperature change that requires that we ban all fossil fuels now for the sake of our own lives. It is always Tuesday, and have a great day.